My butthole clenched. It was cool.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched a Movie. I'm Mike. I just got out of a screening of Into the Storm. First off, let me just say that I am a huge fan of tornadoes. Like, totally tornado porn. I'm all for it. My friends, we had this tape called Nature's Fury on VHS, and we would sit down and we would watch it constantly just to see these amazing freaking tornadoes. And then we'd go sit down at his mom's breakfast table and literally take crayons and draw pictures of tornadoes. Tornadoes are surprisingly easy to draw because you just got to make the squiggle until it goes down to the squiggle until it goes down to the bottom of the page. We wanted to be storm chasers when we were little kids. That was my astronaut thing. Every kid wanted to be an astronaut or whatever. I wanted to be a storm chaser. It came out in the best years of the 90s. That was one of my favorite cinematic experiences of all time. Bill frickin' Paxton, I could quote you that movie. Me and Jay quote it constantly. We will review it sometime this week for you. Also probably do an Into the Storm spoiler review once Jay sees the movie. I even like Night of the Twisters with Devon Sawa. You guys remember that? That's not that bad of a movie, actually, as far as tornado movies go. And you always wonder, it's kind of like boxing movies. Like, it works every single time. Why not make another boxing movie? Unless you're talking about, like, Metal Tornado and stuff like that. I mean, when you make a good movie out of it, it works. So I'm always like, man, I wish they'd make another tornado movie. And then Sharknado, of course, which... Sharknado. So the movie begins, and don't let the first 20 minutes of this movie fool you guys. The first 20 minutes of this is just gonna blow your mind with awful shitasticness. They go into this wannabe Friday Night Lights WB storyline about this little bitty town and these high schoolers. The main kid is over dramatic and just a whiny little bitch, and he's always complaining about his dad, and his dad's so serious and stuff like that. When his dad, the person that, you're supposed to feel sorry for these kids, but you feel sorry for the dad because they're so crappy with him all the time, and it's like, sorry you got such whiny kids, man. Because the dad's cool, he looks like Batman, he talks like Batman, he's got the deepest voice I've ever heard of in my life, and he was awesome. I like the dad. They didn't need all the extra reasons to have the cameras around. I mean, it's a movie about tornadoes. You could have stuck with the storm chasing storyline, and there's your camera reason right there, apart from cell phones or whatever else you're going to do. They try to force all these other storylines into it, like, Dad wants us to film these graduation time capsules. So they're going around interviewing people, and just the characters are so awful. Just, you don't give a shit about any of them. There's one girl who's like, if I don't get the internship, I won't get into my school. And it's just like, everything's just so badly written and like just a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. And you've got these two idiots who live out in the park who make YouTube videos. It's funny because it's like, it shows their name in the bottom and it's like 301 YouTube hits or whatever it is. And they're like trying to jump their swimming pool that's on fire. And these two like over the top, way over the top hillbillies that are funny every once in a while but are a little bit too much. It's like too much of a stick. Like it's like Larry, Curly, and Moe pop up every once in a while in the movie. It's just kind of stupid, even though they did make me laugh a couple times. But yeah, whoever wrote this movie, I mean, I don't know what I can do for you in life. I really don't know. But it does get better, and the strange thing is the tornado hits. Finally, the first storm hits, and you're just like, thank you. God, I hope all these people get swept up in this tornado. And when this tornado gets on screen, everybody shuts up. Like your mind filter that's like bitching about movies and doing the critic thing while you're watching a movie, like this is stupid, just got punched in the face. It's amazing. It hits like at the most opportune time. This is a movie you've got to see at the movie theater because I don't think it's going to translate as well to Blu-ray or DVD because when you're sitting there, the roar is so loud, everything is so loud, I can literally feel wind on my leg. I'm not shitting you. I could feel wind on my legs. Arms were like moving from the trembling from the noise. They make it so loud and so realistic in the theater that everybody just shuts up and you're just kind of like, ugh. My butthole clenched. It was cool because it's just amazing what they do with the effects. And in the trailer, it looks way too CGI. It looks like, you know, Twister once you watch it on Blu-ray. Because Twister at the theater, you're like, yeah, that's awesome. And then you watch it on Blu-ray and you're like, wow, I can really see how fake that is. This, in the trailer, it looked fake. At the movie theater, it felt a lot more real. And the effects looked really good. I won't give any spoilers away, but I don't know if the math works here, but there's a couple elements that mix at one point, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and the most gnarly death scenes of all time ever in this movie. And when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, though, but it is one of the coolest, most crazy sci-fi Sharknado craziness, but sort of realistic, and that makes it freaky as shit. Sharknado realistic, freaky as shit. Because that's, I mean, it's probably not realistic, but tornado full of sharks non-realistic is what I'm trying to say. I know what I want to see. Like in Twister, you know, they tie their arm to the belt and they're inside the tornado and you're like, that's stupid, that could never happen. They make some things realistic in this movie, like how they at least make up stories for how they could be realistic. They show you, I mean, it's tornado porn. They get so deep in these tornadoes, they show you stuff you didn't know you wanted to see about the tornado. Normally you're like, I want more tornadoes. I want more Godzilla. If they got up in Godzilla's butthole and showed you his insides, that would be the equivalent to this movie. I mean, they show you every little thing. Stuff you didn't even know you wanted to see. It's amazing fruit. You've got this other team of people who are tornado chasers, which is the chick from Walking Dead is in that. One of the guys, the main guy in that's a comedian. And I like their crew's little thing. The tornado chaser's kind of a dick. He's kind of rude to everybody. And the girl from Walking Dead deserves it for cheating on her husband anyways. I wanted the movie to stick with them more, and it did a little bit as the movie went along, but their stuff wasn't that bad. I thought they all did a pretty good job. It's like the TV kind of storm chaser. He's making a movie, and he built this giant tank like you see in these storm chaser shows to withstand a tornado. And I won't tell you about the technicalities of it because it's so cool. It's a spoiler to me what this truck can do, but it's the Batmobile of storm chasing, and the ideas that they put behind this are super duper badass. I love what they did with this Batmobile of storm chasing and with his character, and what ultimately happens with that. You get to see it in action, and it's really freaking cool. It is tornado porn. It's probably unrealistic how many of these things spread out, and they don't go into too much of a global warming thing. I know some people worry about that. There's like one paragraph about how this is possible, that this is happening, about how these storms could end up in Chicago or New York someday or whatever. And they maybe touch on it for a second, but they don't go into any kind of political thing. This movie is there to knock your panties off, and it does that. This movie will scare the bejesus out of you at certain points and really puts you not only up inside the tornado, but up inside of what would happen if a tornado ever hit. Because if you're like me, you really want to see a tornado, but you want it to be over in a field somewhere where it's not actually hurting anybody, and you don't want it to be anywhere near you. But I do want to see one, and this movie brought me as close as hopefully I'll ever get to actually seeing one. And it actually, as that happened, as the movie got more intense, the acting actually got halfway decent. It was like it forced them into being good actors. Because even the kid that annoyed me before has a really emotional scene, and you're just like, why do I care all of a sudden what's happening? But I do. And it's really tense, and it's edge of your seat, and my butt cheeks hurt from clenching them so hard the whole time, and it's just a great freaking movie. Again, I mean, they never fully fixed the character problems in the writing in this movie, and you know, for that it's not perfect by any means, but as a tornado movie, as a movie experience, as a see at the theater and have a blasty blast of a time, it's amazing. I'm going to give the movie an 8.5, but if you're talking about pure fun theater experience just to go watch and just, you know, eat some popcorn and throw it at your face, summertime freak out, it's a 10 as far as that goes. But the movie's an 8.5. Comment below, guys. Definitely, I'd say go see this, especially if you're a fan of tornado movies. Just get past the first 20 minutes and the really, really bad character writing. Have you ever seen a tornado in real life? Have you ever had a tornado story? If you have, comment below. Let me know what that is. What's your favorite weather-related movie of all time? Mine would be Twister still. I can't help it. I love that freaking movie. Until next time, guys, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.